Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Black Knight Gaming. Today we have something a bit different in mind. I'm going to be playing something other than Battletech, which is a bit rare for me, but you know, everyone needs some variety. And today we're playing Skyrim, but with a bit of a twist. See, we have a couple mods that have been downloaded, and among these mods are such things as Skyrim Requiem, things like immersive armors and weapons. So we have a whole bunch of nice little goodies that this game has been modified to include. And I don't know, I discovered Requiem some years back, and I've never actually gotten all the way through it, though I have gotten all the way through the base game. And Requiem makes things a bit more challenging, far more difficult in terms of the sheer amount of damage output that you do, and that unfortunately
some here in
your
Helgen
enemies
call
do.
you a hero,
and
but a hero
that's
doesn't use a power like the voice to murder his king
really
and usurp his throne.
Okay, so we're adding this to our goals right now. We will be hopefully getting that cloak, which means since we're a Nord and Skyrim belongs to the Nords, we'll probably be playing I guess following Rayloff rather than Hadvar, much as that pains me.
Give them their last rites.
I hadn't really planned what this character should be thus far. I mean, Nords lend themselves to two-handed weapon playstyle, heavy armor, that sort of thing. So we'll see. But first, let's watch this man get his head sliced clean off. Why not?
My ancestors are smiling at me, Imperials. Can you say the same?
I'm not sure my ancestors would be smiling at me while I get my head literally chopped off. I mean, they might be proud of the other things that I'm doing, but maybe not that one. It seems a little extreme, so yeah. I guess my ancestors aren't his ancestors. I'm not a Nordic Viking, so a couple things could be different there. Far be it for me to judge his ancestors. And there's a dragon somewhere in the sky, which we have already heard. I might need to adjust my look sensitivity here before we keep going. It seems a bit jumpy. That's nice armor too. I like the Imperial sigil there. Although I thought that was a Skyrim-related sigil, not an Imperial one. Hard to say, I guess.
Sentries, what do you see?
No? Well, there he is, ladies and gentlemen, Alduin himself. Otherwise, we don't really know that at this point. I just think it's some very friendly meteor spewing talon of death floating around there in the sky. It always looks like it freezes there, but I guess it doesn't. You know what? Let's just go ahead and do this now. We will, I think, make the look just a little bit slower here. I'm using a controller, not a mouse, which I know it's not how you're supposed to do it. I grew up playing Itkovian and Skyrim on a console, and it just doesn't feel right to not use a controller. Holy. Okay.
We need to move.
You know what? Never mind. I want that. Tullius can keep his purple. That's quite a cloak. That's quite an armor set right there. I've never actually played with immersive armors and weapons on before, ironically, because it kind of breaks immersion from time to time. Just the number of random things that they have. I mean, I think there's Tontos and Wakizashis and things like that. I'm sitting there going, this is Skyrim, right? With the Nords and the Skyrim and the arrows and the knee. Why are there Japanese feudal weaponry here? I just don't get it. Kind of breaks the immersion a little bit for me.
Keep close to me if you want to stay that way.
Why did you change costumes?
Gunnar, take care of the boy. I have to find General Tullius and join the defense.
So his armor is completely different than it was about 5 seconds ago. It's probably a different Hadvar model if we think about how the game treats its local
Stay
files.
close to the wall.
That's a little bit upsetting. Okay, let's see. Can I see?
Quickly, follow me.
Yeah. Well, subtlety is for people who, well, I guess we can't swing the sword either, so I'm just going to leave that one unfinished as we make our way into the keep. And I guess this is our last chance to really make that choice. So Hadvar or Rayloff, Imperial or Stormcloak.
Out of my way!
I guess we can choose again later. So, hey, wait, I like your stuff too. And
I
let's
hope
go.
that dragon takes you all to Sovereign Guard.
No, not the most stable. Requiem has a bit of a problem with us. It loads in things at weird times. I don't know. Hopefully it'll come back.
We've got to get inside.
In the meantime, though, I guess, yeah, we're gonna go.
Bring us of the end times.
So Requiem has now finally actually loaded in, which is quite nice. And I also have a bit of a,
there you go.
Well, a start position modifier, I guess
plenty
you
of
could
depth to
call it.
choose from.
It gives you the ability to choose between a couple different backgrounds. Oh, that looks weird. that just looks weird to me. Yeah, fair enough. Whatever, it's a sword. Anyway, it gives us some starting equipment, and I went with Berserker, so if we take a look here, we look pretty ferocious. And Requiem also gives you a couple skills at the start, because if you don't have some skills in things like heavy armor, you get tired just by wearing it, which is not really conducive to fighting and long engagements, things like that. So we have a bit of a choice to make right now. Do we want to go one-handed or two-handed? Okay, this is a choice that always kind of gets to me. I think we're gonna go one-handed. It's a bit tougher at first. Blocking is hard until you get the appropriate skills, and you just do so much more damage with two-handed weapons, even right off the bat. But I think we will go in for one-handed with this guy. It's more things to level up, true, and that's not exactly great. But we'll get there. So I do want to take a look real quick. So Banded Iron Armor, Imperial Shield is heavy. This is heavy. This is heavy. Okay, so we are wearing full heavy armor. There's no real reason to take the other armor from that chest. Although, did I have a shield? Yeah. Okay, so we have a shield. Sword and shield, sword and board, classic build. That thing looks pretty cool. I'm down. I'm with it. Let's see if I can. Hard to see from there. I think the model for this helm is actually Galmar's helmet. So Galmar, is it Stone Fist or Ice something or other? Anyway, the guy who is with Ulfric Stormcloak. So yeah, I guess it's kind of a late game helm, though not really. And now we have our first fight on our hands. So let's see how this, well, magnificent looking kind of ish sword performs in combat. It's a fair amount of damage. I'm okay with that. The thing is, though, we're pretty early leveled here, and two-handed swords hurt. So swords with two-handed weapons of any kind. So we will be letting Hadvar do as much of the work as we can. And yeah, see, look at that, 114 damage, and we don't even have any skills in two-handed. I think if you do that, you can get it up to, I want to say, 140, 150 so right off the bat. Just with, iron or steel weaponry and a lot of gumption and strength, I suppose. So we do hit quite a bit weaker than that right now anyway, and that'll kind of be the case throughout the duration of the game, but my hope is we can eventually pick up some magic as well. Restoration is really nice.
Look out!
I guess, well, restoration magic is the only thing I'm really comfortable with going into for a sword and board sort of character. I mean, it's a way to use that blue bar, but it won't be that reliable because we're going into health and stamina in order to just stay alive. So if we are going to go into some other skills, I think our first priority should be things like smithing, maybe alchemy, because alchemy and Requiem is a great way for non-magic users to get what amounts to magic effects, right? So you have things like magic resistance, you can boost your own one-handed or two-handed weapon skills, things like that. just in ways that are usually off limits to a traditional character. Not to mention, if it still works the way that it used to, there are some definite goodies along the alchemy tree. So if we go ahead and take a look in there, well, let's see. So alchemy, yeah, this is basic stuff. Improved elixirs, nothing really major there. So you got to get all the way up to 75, and actually maybe even higher, 75 immunization. Then you can come down here and get fortified muscles. So more resilient to harm. I think that's some sort of damage resist or something like that. Maybe they did remove it. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, they might have. Anyway, there used to be a skill. Maybe it was a previous version. It's hard to navigate around this tree. Yeah, there used to be a skill that just gave you a straight up increase to your to all of your stats through that alchemy tree. So that was a little overpowered. If they've gotten rid of it, it's honestly probably for the best. Ooh, are those? Yeah. Hey, rock! Oh, come here, come on. Skyrim is still a little buggy when it comes to things displaying properly. I'm having to try really hard not to take the basket. Let's harvest some rabbit too. Cooking's always nice.
Done then. This way.
So maybe they nerfed alchemy a little bit. It was kind of overdue. So I guess we'll pursue that when it's convenient and not when it's not. I mean, at the end of the day, if our strength of arms can't get through something for us, we're going to have some trouble anyway. And we've actually already lost the assistant guy who's supposed to help with this fight, but they did pretty well on their own, so I'm not really too disappointed. Just a great sword. Let's see. Ooh, iron double axe. Is that one-handed or two-handed? It doesn't even say. Just type battle axe. So I guess it's two-handed. Let's see what that does. Yeah, okay. So it's a special weapon, and it's maybe a little bit buggy, but that is just a standard thing there. After slash is 58. You know, I think we might actually go with this steel war axe here, 65. That's a bit more damage. Let's get rid of this imperial sword. Short sword, well made. So the problem is we only have 28 carry weight left because we don't have the appropriate heavy armor perks to make everything weigh a little bit less, which is quite the inconvenience, if I do say so myself. It's actually part of why I want to go with the one-handed thing, although the shield does weigh us down some too, so there's something to be said for that. The reason that I really like alchemy, in addition to, I guess, the old stat buffs, are things like if we go in and take a look at this poison, venom of a spider. Let's see, 2 points damage to health and stamina for 60 seconds. That's ridiculous, right? So that can make things like archery useful when they wouldn't otherwise be, right? So if we don't train up archery ourselves, we're not going to deal all that much damage with the bow. But you know, if we can lead into something with a poisoned arrow or something like that, get ourselves a good engagement that way.
See if you can get it open with some.
It may not matter. I mean, Skyrim's difficulty is not exactly consistent. But if we do try here, so Requiem also changes lockpicking because there's basically nothing it doesn't really touch. And suffice to say, we don't have the skill right now. So if we had even, I think, one skill point investment in lockpicking, we would have been fine there, but we don't. So let's just continue escaping. Why not? Hopefully Hadvar will get his snazzy armor back. Well, my hope is right when we get to that end tunnel and it reloads everything, maybe he'll get it back then. Nice blood. Some creepy, spooky, scary skeletons here. And let's see if Hadvar leads the way. If memory serves, and it has been a little while since I've actually played Skyrim. Next up are the spiders. Where are you looking? What are you doing? Okay, thank you. Back to leading the way. That's what Hadvar is meant to do in this, but I tend to find recently he just kind of, stands around, stares at you a bit. It's a good time. Followers.
Where's the way
out? Right. There's this one. So, you know what? Let's just, I know it's kind of cowardly, but let's just go ahead and make a save there, because I don't quite trust myself to win this. Should Hadvar fall. Although you did good damage. Taking a big hit there. And Hadvar is down, and I am a little bit frightened, so let's go ahead and pop a stamina potion. We do take out that. Ooh, ouch. That hurt. Was that an archer? It might have been an archer. Yeah. We're moving so slowly right now because we are almost out of stamina. No. No, so you're a complete dick for that, but that's what you gotta do. I think we just hit Hadra there. Come on. Oh man. Heavy armor in this game starts off making you so slow. So freaking slow. It's almost not even worth it, but you know, that'll change when we get up to the later skill levels here, and we can actually run again without too much effort. I almost want to stand here for a minute. I know we're standing on the oil, and that's not exactly good, but that green bar is ticking up so slowly. And if we run, or I guess saunter, this is really more of a saunter. It'll slow even further.
Let's
see. Can I shock it back into moving quicker? Come on. No. Okay. So Hadvar's got the lever, and here we go. And this next encounter should be the spiders, then the bear, and then we're almost home free, which is nice. The other reason that I want restoration, by the way, is that we don't have this damaged bar hanging out here the whole time. I mean, in the base game, on Modified, you have natural healing over time, but
I guess we're lucky that
those sorts of effects are quite a bit more rare in Requiem, and
I'm sure the others will find another way out.
I think everyone starts off with your natural healing is just 0, you know, which is not exactly the most useful thing ever. So hopefully we can get either some good passive healing, or just make more healing potions, or have enough blue bar to occasionally cast a healing spell or two. I know I did overlook that side tunnel that has a couple coins and whatnot, but Requiem actually removes it. Just like they've removed, I think there's, in the base game, a coin purse.
I guess we'd better try this way.
Right there, or something like that. Yeah, that's gone too. Yeah, we don't need stuff. And actually, on the subject of gold, earning gold is going to be a bit of a challenge for us, because quests are, well, enemies in this game are all static. In other words, people will always be as tough as people are, creatures will always be as tough as creatures are, and that never really changed. Nothing ever. Oh, is that a flying? Okay, flying spider. Noted. Yeah, so anyway, where I was going with that is, because of the static difficulty in the game, you end up running into things like Draugr encounters at the start are just not really winnable until you have better potions, better armor, better skills, that sort of thing. So we have to start off fighting people, and probably poorly armed and armored people at that. So I'm talking about bandits, that sort of thing.
Just ahead. See ya.
Oh,
I'd rather not tangle with her right now. Might be able to sneak by.
Let's see.
Just take it
Is there a
nice
bear?
and slow.
See a bear.
Watch where you step.
Maybe it just hasn't
Or if
loaded
you're
in yet.
feeling lucky, you can take this boat.
That would be
Might take
concerning
you
if
by
I still can't
surprise.
see it.
Go ahead. I'll follow your lead and watch your back.
Kind of expecting a bear ambush here. I don't see a bear. There's always a bear here. Why is there no bear? I feel like Jaskar here. Where? Bears? Where? There be bears?
Easy does it.
Well, there's no bear. It's probably just
That was close.
lurking around this corner here. I guess not. Well, alright. It made our escape from Helgen easier, so I suppose I shouldn't really complain too much. And just to explain to you guys why I'm not
This looks
running
like the
more
way
than
out.
I am,
I was starting to
watch
wonder if
this.
we'd ever
So
make
we get a good distance, but look at that effect on the green bar and look at how slowly it's going back up. It's just excruciating, so we will get some better ways to deal with that soon. Ooh, golden hammer. You know, I'm not actually sure what weapon that is. Most of the time I kind of know what they're hinting at, but
Wait.
not that time. Not even close. So, yeah, let's have caution. Caution is good. Do you see Alduin?
Looks like he's gone for good this time.
I don't see Alduin.
But I don't think we should stick around to see if he comes back.
Okay, so no Alduin,
Closest town
and
from Harry's River will...
man, I
My
don't
uncle's
remember how the
blacksmith.
standing stones
I'm
work
sure he'd help
in
you out.
Requiem. I might have to take a look
It's
at that.
probably best if we split up.
I don't even know if you can
Good
switch
luck.
after
I
you
wouldn't
pick
have made
one,
it
which
without
is a
your
bit
help today.
concerning. You know, because usually your first thing that you do out of the gate here is you go down and you pick one of those 3 stones. But I'm not really sure if we even want to do that at the moment. So let's just see. It'll probably tell us when we get down there. But
Listen, you should go to
Let's see.
Solitude and join up with the Imperial Legion.
and join the Imperial
Could
Legion.
really use
Ooh.
someone like you. If the rebels have
Yes, that
themselves
is-
a dragon.
That is what we want to do
Tullius
if we
is the
want
only one who can stop
that
it.
magnificent armor that Ulfric's sword and cloak was wearing. I still really can't decide between, well, that garb and what Tullius was wearing. That nice Imperial purple is quite snazzy. Butterfly. Kill the butterfly. Oh, catch the butterfly. And then rip its wings off. That's a little dark. It's darker than you think it is, right? You're just hopping through the forest, gathering alchemical
See that ruin
ingredients.
up there?
Next thing you
Falls
know,
Barrow.
you're ripping a
When I
butterfly's
was
wings
born,
off, and everyone's
that place
just
always used to give me nightmares.
sadder for it,
Draugr
I
creeping
suppose.
down the mountain to climb
Um,
through my window at night.
Okay, so
That kind of thing.
I guess once we
I-
choose a
I
standing
still
stone,
much
we're
like
logged
the
into
look of
that group. Yeah, just looking at the wiki here for a minute, so bear with me. But yeah, it doesn't really seem to be that bad of a group. I guess what we could do is we could get a little tricky. We could say, you know what, we're going to be fine for our health and our stamina and things like that on our own. We could actually go with the mage group. That would get us quite a bit more magic, make restoration a bit easier. And we could actually get, well, so if we go for the Atronach, we could actually get decent spell absorption, which would make us far more resilient in the later game. Almost, you know,
These are the
well,
Guardian stones.
let's take a look. So
Three
the
of
warrior
the
group is
13
apparently
ancient standing stones
the warrior,
that dot
one-handed
Skyrim's
skill, two-handed
landscape.
skill, and archery plus 20
Go
each.
ahead,
Yeah, not
see
really
for
great.
yourself.
Lady plus 50% stamina regeneration, don't really care. And the lord is plus 100 damage resist. Ooh, it's actually not bad. Magic resist plus 15%. That's kind of what I was going for the Atronach, but that warrior skill might be quite handy for us as we are kind of learning the ropes. You know what? Let's just be simple. Let's go with the warrior here. Well,
Warrior.
I guess we
Good.
should have probably opened the knapsack. Oh well.
I knew you shouldn't have
Do we
been on
look
that
like the
cult
kind of
the minute
person
I
that
laid eyes
reads
on you.
books? Because I don't think we look like the kind of person that reads books. We look like the kind of person that uses books to smash them into people's faces when we run out of other things other than books to smash into people's faces. So it's a long way of saying no. We don't read books here. I have an axe. I have my feet. I can run. I don't need a book. We can do all the warrior things and be entirely
Listen,
illiterate.
as far as I'm concerned,
I think
you've already
we
got it.
will leave
But until
Hadvar
we get that
for right
confirmed
now
by General
and
Tullius,
just head up here.
just-
Well, let's take a look. So we don't have really that much more carry weight left at the moment. There's not much we can do about that. These are worthless. Those are worthless. Man, that's largely worthless. Well, so my concern is, well, in Requiem, everything has weight, including things that just don't in the base game. Things like coins. I'm not really sure at the moment if arrows do or don't. And we will just save because I'm a wimp and I'm learning the ropes still. Oh, you are mostly dead. Oh. Usually these wolves go up and attack whoever starts running in that direction, but apparently they mostly killed him. So.
Mercy!
Mercy? We just started to fight. Bro, no. Don't go in there. We're going in there, don't you? No. Alright, so that was pretty easy. We got an amethyst out of it, 13 septims. I'll take that. And wow, that. Okay, so let's take a look here. So we took that warrior stone, and because of it, now all of our weapons do quite a bit more damage. So that 78 is still actually pretty good. But I think I will keep the steel war axe for now. It kind of fits the aesthetic a little bit more. And let's go ahead and go into Embershard Mine. The goal here being just get some easy kills, get some easy loot, that sort of thing, and the rest is history. I mean, most of you guys who are watching this have probably gone through Embershard Mine more times than you can count, if I had to take a guess anyway. So nothing really new here in that regard. But we can gather some alchemical ingredients. We can... should I take the torches? No, we're not. I mean, we're not really sneaky, but we're kind of sneaky. I mean, it's so early in the game. These two people alone could probably bash my skull in. And the thing that you have to watch out for too are those death animations, right? Because you think you're fine, and then you hit that magical trigger for... is that orcish armor? That's orcish armor. Okay. Run. Yep. And crap. I forgot to go the other direction. So we might be dead. Yeah, we're dead. We're very dead. Oh, that went well. That went very well. So let's go ahead and take this. Oh, okay. We just got brained by a very big, looked like a warhammer, maybe? I don't know. It could have been an axe. I really couldn't tell. Is that already snapped? Why is it snapped? Nope. Okay. That wasn't snapped yet. It just looked like it was snapped. So our death count so far is up to 2. Still in the first episode, so doing good. Definitely just professional play here. I'm sure, as you all can tell, go through this with my eyes closed, that sort of thing. It's not really the type of backseat gaming that you guys will be doing if you keep in tune here, but I can't promise. Well, I can't promise that either. I was going to say I can promise it'll be entertaining, but the only thing I can promise is that I'll be entertained, and I guess your own entertainment is for you to figure out. So best of luck with that, certainly. And I think I know how this is supposed to be handled, so we're gonna run back this way, keeping an eye. Oh, they're getting quick. And now we can run through. No, that didn't work either. Well, shit. I could have sworn there was a way to have that trigger only on them, not on me. But when they ran through it, it was behind them, and when I ran through it, it hit me in the face. So I'm not the biggest fan of this. We might have to try one more time, and then I actually might be scared completely out of Embershard Mine, which is just kind of pathetic. I've never been so embarrassed in my Skyrim playing life here. I mean, this is pathetic here. So we have some tools at our disposal. We have some poisons. Do we have some poisons? We only have the one, Venom of a Spider, and this is actually pretty valuable. I mean, it's kind of given to you because it's decently valuable, so I'd rather not use it in the very first encounter that we run into, but those bandits are quite a bit scary, and alright, run. Okay, come on. There we go. Did we get him? Okay. Not really accomplishing the goal of increasing our own melee skill here, but we might have gotten some pretty sweet loot. So if we take a look, it's a flawless garnet. That's pretty nice. Imperial helmet. Ooh, dwarven gauntlets. Orcish armor. Orcish boots. Wow. Okay. That's quite nice. Some good potions. Skooma, because who doesn't love skooma? And we could still switch to two-handed, although we have already put perks into one, and that feels like a bit of a waste. Let's go ahead and grab this armor, gauntlets too, the lockpick. Just leave this man naked on the ground for right now. And let's see, banded iron 220, orcish at 280, but the weight is gonna be an issue. That's gonna be a definite issue. So the heavy bracers, well, so that's 106. Heavy bracers at 81, so I guess we'll take that too. Our helmet is better, so let's drop this, let's drop that. Let's drop these bracers, take the orcish boots. Yeah, they're better, they're only a bit heavier. Now we really do have to watch our weight though, because we're all decked out here for all the good it'll do us, which is probably not much until we learn how to block a little bit better. And by learn how to block, by the way, I mean both in terms of character skill and, well, player skill too. So let's take that healing poultice. Oh, okay, So yeah, that was pretty awful. Could have gone quite a bit better than it did. You know, what was that? 4 deaths, and I had to resort to what amounts to exploits. So you know, that was a shining example of my combat prowess here. Eventually we will be ripping through these sorts of bandits without any trouble, but time has not quite come as of yet. And if you guys notice, I mean, in the base game there's a gigantic difference between the different armor sets, and there kind of is here too, but the way the armor rating and damage is calculated is quite a bit different. So there was only roughly a 60-point difference in armor between the steel and the orcish for right now until we get some better skill. And it sounds like a lot, but it won't save us if we're going to die anyway. So just because of how great our record has been thus far, let's go ahead and give that a save, pull out an axe, and see what we can do. I am hoping for a bit better of a knockdown drag-out fight here with these guys. It might be worth using that poison. But again, it's quite valuable, and we only have one. No real way to get another, so let's see what we can do with this bandit on our own. Yeah, that's not bad. Come here, come here. There we go. 1 down, and the second guy luckily was lagging a bit behind, so we're running a little bit low. Ooh, on stamina. Wait. No. Okay. Did any of you guys see that person pop up? I did not see that person before I got absolutely wrecked. So let's take a good look around. I was pretty sure we killed one, so I'm a little confused. I could have sworn there was only that one there, not both. I guess I could be wrong, but if there were 2, they came out like a bat out of hell. I mean, well, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I do see 3 enemies on the screen now. You look like you're easier to kill. Ouch. Ouch. Block. No. Block. Okay, we need stamina. And we need it now. So let's pop a stamina potion. Let's pop a decent health potion as well. Because now we have company. If we take one of those 2-handed swings to the face, we are toast. Like that. So that was actually good. Not parry, but... Okay. We're okay. I promise. No, we're not okay. We're somehow alive. You know what? Let's pop one of these bad boys, and one of these bad boys, and just... Nope. Okay. Remember what I said about death animations? There's a reason I mentioned death animations. So we've learned a little. You know, we've figured out the sort of opposition that we have to look forward to, and you know, the first guy's a pushover. The second one hits hard, but doesn't really have all that much health. So we need to be a bit more explosive in combat than we're currently being, and that's why I'm popping that potion right off the bat. So hopefully, well, if these guys decide to actually come fight this time, I mean, that's a little slow. Let's see what we can do here. So we both land big hits, and they have the they have the follow through. 2v1 is hard. I mean, 2v1 at the beginning is well, it's definitely less than ideal. So hopefully they'll come staggered again this time, like they did, you know, the first 2 or 3 times, and not right in a row and late like they did that last time, which I was definitely just not prepared for. So there's the first. Let's see what we can do. Let's go ahead and pop that stamina potion. Taking a big hit, but that's 1 down. And let's see what we can do. Yeah, here it comes. Get the block. Get another block. And not able to get that. Oh, okay. Ouch. Ouch. Alright. Well, let's go for take 4 again on this quite savage encounter we have going here. Is there anything we can do better? Right, so, no, well, okay, so here's the tentative plan. Let's still rush that first guy, see if we can kill him pretty quick. We may end up using the venom of a spider on the second, with the idea being to compromise that big, heavy warhammer, and let us get nice and easy. Well, let's so there's one. Okay, where's two? Let's go ahead and pop the health potion. And the second we see backup coming, then, well, I don't see anybody. There were always three, weren't there? Oh, like, dumb. Okay. Alright, whatever. Let's roll with it. Fine. So more skooma. Tomato soup. I like tomato soup. Well, it's not Campbell's, but there are worse things. So now we do kind of have to just wait a bit. I mean, I don't really want to go into another combat encounter with small amounts of green bar, and I don't really feel like wasting a potion after just that little bit of a fight. I mean, we want our potions for when we don't have the opportunity to stand around like this, but maybe what we can do is we can go ahead over to this tomato soup. Oh. Yeah, there we go. So hey, benefits of cooking your food. Just because we've been getting absolutely just face stomped here, let's go ahead and save. And there's another big bandit with... Oh, okay. We did manage to technically block that. So that's two down. And here's the third. So we're out of green bar, which is not acceptable. You're out of green bar in Requiem, you die. So we're going to do that. We're going to do this. So we're probably going to take some hits here. And let's see. Yep. So this one we missed our heavy hit, unfortunately. Just trading block blows at the moment. And I missed that. Let's see. I could have sworn I landed that block better than it seemed to register. So again, out of green bar, but I think they are two, at least for the moment. That was pretty good. That was a good exchange. And able to catch that. And there's that little off synchronization death animation there. So Embershard Mind Key. I don't really see the need for an empty skooma bottle. It seems kind of worthless. But let's go ahead and grab these 9 septums, and yeah, well, that's one more fight down, and we're out of green bar yet again. Ooh, yeah, we'll eat some cabbage. Why not? Let's see. 20 points healthier for 300 seconds. Impairs coordination and focus, slowing regeneration of stamina. Yeah, we don't want that at all here. Although the magic really doesn't matter that much. I think you do actually take damage to magic when you get... Was that footsteps? That was our footsteps. Okay, we're jumping at our own shadow here. I think you do actually take damage to magic when you get hit in Requiem, which is kind of nice. I mean, it's a way for melee combat characters to deal with mages in ways that were kind of just off limits before, right? So we have the key for this. Gold necklace, very nice. Crappy health potion, but always welcome. And enough gold to actually increase our carry weight from 115 to 116, which is what I was talking about before. You never really had to worry about the amount of gold you were carrying around. I actually think enough gold to buy the house in Whiterun is about 50 points worth of carry weight, which is just absurd for so early in the game. I mean, we don't even have a place to stash it yet, right? So it's going to be a bit of a challenge to physically carry up to Avenici. Not really the problems that you often think about. We will do our best to sneak here. It won't really work out that well, but my concern is I don't think we're exactly in shape to take a 3-on-1, so with that in mind, we will just do a quick save here again, and I think there's a button for that. I really should learn that because we'll be doing a lot, and I'm sure you guys don't want to see every single time I smash that button. So, one bandit. I think there's another with a bow and arrow, but, well, we shouldn't really take all that much damage from that at the moment. The reason being, okay, so that power attack might help. Oh, don't crouch, don't crouch, don't crouch. And of course we do get smacked really hard by that arrow right after I say to her, this bandit is thick and meaty. I mean, okay. Alright, that was... yeah,
something?
Okay, we got stabbed in the back. This is what I was talking about with getting 2v1. And I'm very glad I saved, because if we had gone back to that first encounter, I'm pretty sure that would have been the end of this Let's Play before a single episode even gets posted, so... okay. We have no way of really avoiding detection. Our sneak skill is just too low, but let's see if we can draw them back here. Maybe kind of one at a time? ish. I mean, if that guy at the forge puts down that hammer and runs up the stairs, we might be able to draw him over. Unless, is that... Who is that? Okay, so there's him right there. And he's just chilling. Which is a little concerning. Okay, he's coming to fight. Is that guy at the forge? It looks like him. Maybe we've just aggroed him, so let's draw him back a little bit. Just a bit farther. And now let's have a fight. So, decent hit. Let's keep our own guard up. Okay, that was not fun. Ouch. We kind of have to anticipate here, and I'm still learning, so we'll see what we can manage. This guy might actually be able to outtrade us if we just go in, slap here. One-handed increase to 15, so every little bit counts. That will help us deal quite a bit more damage here soon. And the way it works, I think, with how armor is currently implemented in Requiem, there's a base amount of damage that armor ignores based off of the armor rating. Anything above that goes through. So, dealing 30 damage is actually dealing 10, but dealing 40 damage is dealing 20. So every little bit more that we can get is very nice. And we're going to go ahead and level up here. Well, I'd like to go for stamina because we need more in our fights, but we need to heal. If we can't heal right now, we're toast. So let's take a look. We don't really need sneak, evasion, no. I mean, we're heavy armor. We don't need any of that. Block would be nice, but we don't have a high enough skill. Requires 25. That would be very nice. So strong grip. Blocking is more effective, and our shield weighs less. That's perfect. And if we look here at heavy armor, 25, 25. Oh, come on. Come on. 25. Alright, so combat casting, I don't care. Casting, I don't care. Casting, I don't care. So this battle mage line, we're probably not going to go down until later on. I mean, it is useful for restoration, but I don't think that's our first priority. I think our first priority is actually Relentless Onslaught. So sprinting in heavy armor without problems, well, yeah, I mean, that will certainly help us navigate the map quite a bit better. No extra stamina for power attacks. Yeah, so these first couple of skills in heavy armor and one-handed will make us, well, block rather, will make us quite a bit more effective. But I think at the moment, because that second level up will follow quite quickly, we're just going to go for extra melee damage. So if you take a look now at the Steel War Axe, it was dealing somewhere in the high 60s. Now it's dealing in the low 80s after slash dealing 74. So we're moving our way up the ranks quite quickly here, which is very nice. And unfortunately, well, I don't really want to pop that potion. So let's go ahead and save so we don't lose that first encounter, as pathetic as that is, I know. But we don't really have a choice at the moment because we don't really have the equipment that we need. I mean, this is our first outing. We haven't really been able to prepare for it exactly, and I thought there were 3 of them. There should be 3. There should always be an archer. There he is. And I thought there was usually a second person sitting at this fork. Yep, there he is. So let's go ahead and... Alright, that's a 2-handed sword. It's actually really cool looking. Okay, ow. That arrow was less than fun. Oh, okay. So we could see the impending doom, and there was nothing I had the skill to do about it, which is, well, unfortunate in the extreme. Let's see, how do we want to manage this? Do I have a bow? I do have a bow. So what we could do is we could come over this way, and even though we won't land much damage, maybe we could aggro... Yeah, okay, so let's do this. Let's draw, well, knock, draw, loose, and he is suspicious. Well, they're both suspicious, unfortunately. But now if they come down this way, hopefully we can use some better cover, and let's use After Slash. I mean, it should swing a little bit faster than that War Axe does. Yeah, unfortunately using just as much of our green bar, so yeah. I will pay for that with having to pop a potion. And we're in combat, so that stew won't actually get us anything, and they're looking the wrong way. Oh, man. that plan just backfired. Now they're together, and neither one of them is looking in the right direction. Are you down? Is that a crossbow? That's a crossbow. Which is actually nice. I mean, we could probably use a crossbow better than we can use an actual bow at the moment. Oh, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, that hurt. Okay, we're gonna pop that potion. If we don't, we're gonna die. If we do, we're still gonna die. Oh my goodness. Oh man. This is the way that Skyrim should be played, in my own humble opinion here. So we're gonna pop this tomato soup, get that green bar a little bit higher. And I am kind of at a loss. I mean, it seems like that two-handed weapon would be difficult to handle even on its own, and we have the archer with a crossbow to deal with too. So let's go ahead and aggro them. There's really no point in doing that bow gambit. Let's move back here, see if we can get the crossbowman far enough away. So same fight as last time. Hopefully we can dodge or impede. Yeah, that's much better. So we're able to impede the path of that two-handed greatsword there quite a bit better that time, and now we just have to deal with that crossbowman, which honestly is easier said than done. We don't have enough stamina to run at the moment. We can barely walk straight, let alone swing our sword, so we're gonna have to maybe even wait a little bit, just keep dodging those bolts from that archer on the bridge as our green bar gets somewhat closer to full, at least enough to let us move at full speed, which I think does require something like over 20% of your green bar. If you get underneath that, you do get slowed somehow. I don't know, it feels like we've been having a couple different walking speeds based off of how full or not that green bar is, so... run away. I mean, 2 or 3 hits from that crossbow, we're dead. If that. It might, well, it'll take more than one, because we've eaten one before. But I remember just being, okay, that was lucky. Being surprised and amazed by the amount of damage that did. So we want to avoid that at all costs. Well, nice shooting there. Oh, no, no, don't go that way. Don't go that way. Don't keep up. And slide to the right. Slide to the left. Alright, so we have enough green bar. Let's go ahead and pop this shield up. And we do take it on the shield, which actually it did almost no damage. It's almost like shields are great for blocking things. Oh, not that time. Not that time. Not that time at all. I really don't want to use this potion, but I also don't want to die. So we're going to use that potion and shatter that crossbow. And now we still have to fight this person. And we have no... I wonder, is that skooma? Did she just drink skooma? It looked like some sort of alcohol because, well, bottled water. That is basically worthless. Iron bolt, steel bolt, and we unfortunately broke the crossbow, so we don't actually get to loot that from her cold dead corpse. Not that I, am, well, being spouting exposition, I guess, about that. And we are moving so slowly. This just is the worst. Oh my goodness. We need to get that increased familiarity with heavy armor as quickly as possible. I mean, this is walking speed. All the way back to this warrior. I just wanted to see what that sword was. Ancient Nord Greatsword, well made. 57 damage. So that is absolutely pathetic, and we want no part of it at all. But there is a chest over there, and I do want to see what's in that chest. I don't quite remember how to get to it. I don't know if it's in that way or if I have to go over there and back around, but I can see it right there, which almost makes it worse. And you know what? We're out of combat. Let's go ahead and eat this roasted goat leg. I get 130 stamina. And see, I mean, we're not moving quickly, but we're not moving as slowly as we were before, and that does consume a little bit of green bar per second, although not all that much. So let's go ahead and see what can be found inside this chest. And it's locked, and we can't open it, so nothing. Okay, we need some lockpick skill, because that is not going to be good for us for the long term. And I guess while we're on the subject, I would like to get a little bit of skill in speech as well, because especially in Requiem, I was going to go down there for those ingots, but we don't have much smithing skill, and I don't feel like walking that far at the moment. But especially in Requiem, the bartering is just absurd. You can sell things for so low prices that you're sitting there going, well, that's just not worth it. I may as well just drop this on the street, kill the merchant, take the merchant's coin purse, and then go to jail. You'd actually have a better profit margin. So that is a very ugly way to get through that first mine, but we somehow made it. And that will be, I guess, a good stopping point after I pick these flowers. So, no, those flowers aren't pickable. Anyway, I guess that makes this a good stopping point. Thank you all for hanging around. If you like this content, please don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll be back, hopefully real soon, with another episode of a non-Battletech Let's Play.